Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0641, indicates a malfunction in the sensor reference voltage 1 circuit for the Honda Accord models ranging from 2017 to 2023. This code specifically pertains to issues primarily associated with the electrical circuits for the transmission control module, TCM. The TCM is vital as it manages the conventional variable transmission, CVT, operations using data from various sensors, including the CVT drive pulley speed sensor and the CVT-driven pulley pressure sensor. These sensors send crucial data to the TCM, which then optimizes the vehicle's performance. The malfunction signifies that the TCM is not receiving the proper reference voltage from the sensor circuit, potentially due to a wiring issue, defective components, or poor connections. Therefore, it is significant to conduct thorough diagnostics and address any underlying problems to ensure optimal vehicle functionality and safety. In this diagnostic context, DTC P0641 relates to the sensor reference voltage 1 circuit malfunction. This indicates that there is an issue in the electrical flow necessary for the sensors to communicate effectively with the TCM. The TCM, which is located within the vehicle's transmission system, oversees the operation of the CVT. The CVT drive pulley speed sensor and the CVT-driven pulley pressure sensor are instrumental components in providing real-time data to the TCM regarding the pulley speeds and the respective pressures within the transmission. If these sensors fail, or if there is a disruption in the circuit that offers reference voltage, the TCM may not be able to execute proper commands, leading to suboptimal performance. It is crucial to inspect these components visually and electrically to ascertain their operational integrity. Several factors can contribute to the emergence of DTC P0641. An electrical circuit issue is commonly the root cause. This could manifest as wiring problems, such as shorts or open circuits that interrupt the flow of the reference voltage. Second, component failures may arise whereby the CVT drive pulley speed sensor or CVT-driven pulley pressure sensor is defective, failing to send accurate data to the TCM. Lastly, poor or loose connections at the terminals linking these sensors to the TCM can hinder voltage transmission. Identifying the specific cause is essential, as addressing only one of these factors without considering the others could lead to persistent issues. The presence of DTC P0641 may lead to a variety of symptoms impacting the vehicle's operation. Most noticeably, the check engine light will illuminate, alerting the driver to an underlying issue. Additionally, as the TCM struggles with insufficient or erroneous data due to the malfunctioning sensors, there may be noticeable transmission performance issues. This can manifest as hesitation during acceleration, troubling gear shifts, or overall erratic shifting behavior. Drivers should remain vigilant for these symptoms that correspond to the DTC P0641, as addressing the code can significantly enhance vehicle performance and safety. For the first troubleshooting step, begin by turning the vehicle to the on mode, ensuring that all systems are engaged. Next, utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear DTCs, initiating a fresh diagnostic process. After clearing, switch the vehicle to the off mode, then turn it back to on. It is crucial to check for any pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS again. Inquiring whether DTC P0641 appears is essential during this check. If it's confirmed, this means the failure persists, and you will proceed to the next step. However, if it does not appear, it may indicate an intermittent failure, suggesting the system might be functioning correctly at that moment. Therefore, further examination of connections and terminals between the TCM and related components is warranted. Moving on to the second troubleshooting step, begin once again by clearing the DTC using the HDS. After this, switch the vehicle to the off-lock mode to ensure safety while working with electrical connections. The next step involves disconnecting the 3P connectors for both the CVT drive pulley speed sensor and the CVT-driven pulley pressure sensor. With these disconnects complete, turn the vehicle to the on mode once again and check for any pending or confirmed DTCs through the HDS. Here, if DTC P0641 appears, it indicates that the issue lies within the sensors or their wiring. Conversely, if it does not appear, one should proceed to step 3 to continue the diagnostic process. In the third troubleshooting step, check for pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS while methodically reconnecting each component one at a time. This step is crucial as it allows for the identification of which component may have been problematic. Upon reconnecting each sensor, observe if DTC P0641 resurfaces. If confirmed, the part reconnected last is faulty and requires replacement to restore appropriate functionality. If the DTC does not reappear after reconnecting, further investigation into potential poor connections or loose terminals at the TCM and the respective sensors is necessary. This thorough checking is essential to eliminate the possibility of an intermittent fault, which may not have been replicated in earlier steps. For the fourth step in the troubleshooting process, begin by switching the vehicle to the off-lock mode to ensure safety while working with the TCM. Next, disconnect the 50P connector from the TCM. This action is pivotal for assessing whether there is a short circuit in the VCC wire to ground. Subsequently, check for continuity between the test points, terminal numbers 17 and 18 of the TCM 50P connector, and the body ground individually. Ensure that the CVT drive pulley speed sensor and the CVT-driven pulley pressure sensor connectors remain disconnected during this test to provide accurate readings. If continuity is present, a repair for the short to ground in the VCC wire is warranted. Conversely, if there is no continuity, it indicates a different issue that necessitates proceeding to the next step. In the final troubleshooting step, switch the vehicle to the on mode to commence testing for voltage integrity in the electrical circuits. Again, ensure that all previously connected components, specifically the CVT drive pulley speed sensor, CVT-driven pulley pressure sensor, and TCM 50P connector are disconnected. Measure the voltage between the test points, also terminal numbers 17 and 18 of the TCM 50P connector, and the body ground to ascertain if battery voltage is present. If voltage is confirmed, it implies a short-to-power issue exists in the VCC wire, and repairs are necessitated along this circuit. In contrast, if no battery voltage is detected, it indicates that the VCC wires are operating correctly. Consequently, investigating authorized service information or substituting a known good TCM may provide additional insights. And if the DTC is resolved with a replacement, the original TCM should be replaced ultimately to ensure that all repairs and troubleshooting steps have been successful after addressing DTC P0641. A final verification process is essential. First, recheck the vehicle for any remaining or new DTCs to ascertain whether the issue has been fully resolved. After confirming the absence of DTCs, it's crucial to double-check that all previously identified connections and components were adequately repaired or replaced. Lastly, conduct a test drive to evaluate vehicle performance under real-world conditions. Monitoring the functionality of the transmission during operation will provide insight into whether the previously persistent issues have been rectified successfully. This step ensures comprehensive restoration of the vehicle's operability and performance. To minimize the recurrence of issues related to DTC P0641 and ensure the optimal performance of the TCM and associated sensors, implementing preventive maintenance is beneficial. Regular electrical inspections should be conducted to detect any early signs of wear, corrosion, or disconnections in wiring harnesses and connectors. Keeping all electrical connections clean and tightly secured will reduce the chances of poor connectivity, which can trigger DTCs. Furthermore, monitoring the performance of the CVT drive pulley speed sensor and the CVT driven pulley pressure sensor can help identify abnormalities before they result in system failures. These proactive measures not only enhance longevity and reliability, but also promote overall vehicle safety. In summary, DTC P0641 represents a malfunction in the sensor reference voltage 1 circuit, primarily tied to the electrical aspects of the vehicle's TCM and its associated sensors. This diagnostic error requires a systematic approach to troubleshooting, focusing on verifying the integrity of connections, checking for shorts, and ensuring component functionality. Following the outlined steps diligently will help isolate the problem effectively and facilitate timely repairs. Proper preventive maintenance practices can further mitigate the chances of encountering similar issues in the future. Ultimately, understanding the intricacies of this DTC equips technicians and owners with the knowledge to maintain optimal vehicle performance and safety. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.